Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why there's no such coaching program like my coaching program, which I designed during the last 9 years that I've been a coach, and nobody spends as much time with and on their clients like I do. True story, 2 to 3 times per week, I get together with all of my clients, depending on their schedules, depending on their needs. And I conduct all of my sessions via Zoom or via a phone session. And it's an hour long. Sometimes I go over a few minutes just to let you finish. I'm very interested in what you have to say, and I'm very thorough in my coaching. I have yet to see anybody do what I do in my coaching, and this is why I created this program that dives deep into your history. That's the most important thing, you guys. There's nothing under the sun that will ever be invented in terms of manifestation techniques or perspectives or metaphors or this, that, and the other. Instead of, just basically looking at your history and learning about yourself and how it is that you need to change things around. And that, of course, entails your beliefs. And so everything is recorded in my coaching for posterity and for my notes, most importantly. I don't take many notes, especially via Zoom sessions, because I want to pay attention. So when I rewatch the session, I get to take down a ton of notes and sometimes re-listen to certain passages, especially in the beginning when I'm getting to know somebody. So in order to be in my coaching, you will have to pre-book. I recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me. I do recommend you watch more than one video by me and understand I'm very straightforward. I've done this with thousands of people and I don't beat around the bush. I don't have the time to sugarcoat things and, make them pretty for you to continue living in dysfunction. That is not what I do. All right. So for that, you might as well go to somebody else. I will tell you straight what I think. I'm allowed that. It's in my coaching agreement. You will have to sign. Otherwise, again, maybe therapy is best when it's only you who's speaking. I'm allowed my perspective to have you see things differently. And I really demand results. In other words, the homework that I give you at the end of each session, it does need to be completed, and you do need to take my suggestions to heart. That is not to say that you cannot disagree. However, there's certain things that I will suggest you do in terms of manifestation, in terms of business, and I don't coach just, in terms of SP situations, even though I've covered that topic extensively on my channel for a very good reason. A lot of people get sidetracked with this subject instead of paying attention to themselves. But, hiring me is like hiring a consultant. And so if you're coming to me, if you're coming to somebody who is an expert, you would have to take my suggestions. Otherwise, don't complain if things don't work out. And 99.99% of my clients know that. And that is why they come to me. I can put my money on it that if you listen to what I have to say, things will work out. Otherwise, like I said, good luck. So I want to remind everybody also the entry-level packaging, coaching packages are as follows. The monthly Magic and Miracles audios that I send out to people who are subscribed, of which there are over 120 people now, close to 150 actually now. I've lost count. I don't know. It's something up there. That I send out 3 times per week. And those are discussions that I never had on my channel. They're very in-depth. I'm not worried about the minutes there. I'm not worried about disclosing coaching material there. It's basically my book, broken down into audios, and it's a lot of audios. So I'm probably just basically writing several books simultaneously. And so you will be privy to not only the coaching material, but also to in-depth discussions about quantum leaping, manipulating energy, specific people, of course, magic spells, etc., etc. So I don't limit myself there, and that's what the subscription is. It's a monthly subscription. You need to renew it. And in addition to that, if for whatever reason you cannot come into coaching with me, you have the video school. Okay, so Magic and Miracles. Video school consists of 12 videos in depth discussing the steps of my coaching, all the exercises I give, all the guidance, all the things that I discuss with my clients one-on-one. And of course, it isn't the same as coaching. Nothing will ever replace coaching because you get me live. However, this has proven to be really successful already. It's been about 2 months that I rolled out this program, and may I say it's done marvelously well. I was a little bit nervous given that it wasn't, one-on-one coaching. However, it still creates a huge difference in people's lives. And in addition to that, you can book some coaching calls with me or sessions if you feel like you need some questions answered. And lastly, I want to mention that I've introduced a new package, Big Sexy Confidence in 30 Days. And that's something specifically, obviously, focusing on confidence, developing the confidence you need in dating, in relationships, at work, etc. We're still going through the coaching program, but I tailor it specifically towards establishing a whole other level of confidence for yourself, okay? So if you have any questions, just email me, or the best idea is to definitely book, because I'm getting booked every single day. And let me know your availability when you can speak for the first session. So I wanted to record this audio before the live on Saturday, so as to answer a lot of emails that are coming in, and more people are subscribing. And to me, nothing has changed for me in terms of the way I record things, meaning I have this idea in my mind whenever I record something as if I'm talking to one person, okay? It's easier that way for me, and as if I'm coaching somebody, okay? That's how kind of like I do it. I don't think of many people listening to me. If I start thinking this way, it's going to get a little bit overwhelming for me, a little confusing. So I forget sometimes like how many people are listening and how many perspectives there are out there. But more or less, since I've promised that to keep recording for my channel and to keep answering emails that I have in forms of audios, I will continue this tradition, the newly acquired tradition. And so in the tradition also of my titles, I didn't know what else to title it, okay? So here it goes. The title of today is Receiving Contact My Ass. Okay, so I am making fun a little bit, and here's why, okay? For those of you who are so hung up on receiving contact from somebody, listen to me, okay? You've got bigger problems, honestly. Like, let's talk business here, right? So if you're hung up on receiving contact, like whether it's the text message, email, whatever form, smoke signal, you know what I mean? A letter, a love letter. Wasn't it nice when they used to write those? That is not your problem, okay? The problem is a lot deeper. You've got bigger problems, like I said. It's not about the contact. Manifesting contact is so fucking easy. You can do it all day long. But see, people are resorting to these like videos and these like superficial manifestation coaches out there, which, not for nothing, is so brutal to do that to somebody and not address the core issue. whilst you're resorting to some kind of a manifestation technique, understand that this is, and I'm not, by the way, I'm not saying that, all of these techniques are crap. Like there's some good things in there. I think that the main objective for everybody should be to take a look at yourself, to take a look at your history, to take a look at what it is you're thinking all day long and the kind of patterns you have in your life. That's the gold shit right there. All that other manifestation crap is fucking easy, which is why I make fun of it all day long. Like, receiving contact, my fucking ass, man. Like, that's the easiest thing. But what stands in the way of you even making it such a big deal that you want to receive contact so bad, like you're looking up videos on YouTube, that therein lies a much bigger conversation. And so that in and of itself then opens the door to, why would I obsess so much about receiving one fucking stupid text message or email or whatever, when it should be completely apropos? It should be like, yeah, duh, of course. So then the deeper conversation becomes, why would I not think, right? I must think automatically that either, I don't deem myself worthy of being communicated to or in a way that I want it to be. Or, quite frankly, I really don't like this person, and I'm trying to hammer myself into, it's like when people say putting something round into a square peg or something like that. It's like, it's the same thing. Why am I trying so hard for this person to reach out to me when in the first fucking place I don't approve of the things that they done to me? I don't approve how they behaved and this, that, and the other. Now listen, really quick, because I do touch on narcissists on my channel quite a bit, because I have experience and I can talk about it. So since, again, there have been so many people recently who came aboard, and now it's like 8,000 of you and only one of me, okay? I will answer the repetitive question I have recently been getting, okay? So, the distinction between an abusive person and a person who is just being kind of a jerk, okay, is very crystal clear to me, and let me reiterate. If somebody is aware that they're hurting you and they continue on doing that repetitively, meaning it's not a one situation here, one situation there, which is totally understandable. Sometimes people get cranky, sometimes people go through shit themselves, and it's all kind of like, fine and whatever. I'm talking about people who deliberately cause you harm, go out of their way, lie to you, manipulate you straight in the face without giving a shit about your feelings, okay? When someone knows that you will suffer and they do it anyway and do it repeatedly for no fucking reason, this is what abuse amounts to. Now, parenthesis here still, okay? I also said that in my life I have changed narcissists. Now, again, another parenthesis within parenthesis within parenthesis is that I only change the narcissists that I care to change. There have been narcissists in my life, i.e. my mother and my drug addict ex-boyfriend, who was, in my view, beyond repair. All right, I didn't want to give a fuck about that shit because the abuse has reached a level of such a high that I completely gave up. All right, there was no motivation for me there. At the end, I was just like, fuck it. It's not worth my fucking energy, because the amount of energy that it would take me to change such a person is quite frankly not fucking worth it. I've got a life to live. All right, worry, yeah, and it sucks. It's my mom, and then I'm sure some people will come after me saying, well, you're a coach, and can't you change your mother? Yeah, I could, perhaps, but you know what? It's not worth my time. It really isn't. And believe me, I've tried my best with, in every way, to please her and this and that. And those of you who have had, which a lot in my coaching, narcissistic parents, it's like, you just can't. You can't. And, for me personally, it's not about necessarily changing people just to prove to the world that you could. It's about if I give a shit. All right. My interest, does have to be there. I never proclaimed to be Jesus, like saving people from being evil and from being abusive. No, my life is, my life, and there are choices to be made where I want to administer my energy. So that little parenthesis closed. So now, with the people that I gave a shit of changing, and I gave a shit because the abuse was not so deep and completely flamboyant, I changed people. All right, they had narcissistic tendencies, and I was like, well, all right, you were kind of a fucking jerk, and you kind of knew what you were doing, but it wasn't so bad that I was like, to hell with you. All right, so very huge distinction, because if you're going into this mode of I've got to change this person, and if I give up on this person, then it says something about me. But we understand this differently, I feel like, with different people, myself and people who are listening. I see it like, if I continue welcoming the situation, and if I continue spending any energy on this person, then it says something bad about me for even fucking trying, all right, for even enduring this fucking bullshit. I need to stand up for myself and kind of cut the crap, right, and administer my energy where it's kind of like appreciated, right? It does not say anything bad about me if I don't want to change somebody, and if I want to simply save my energy for somebody who deserves it, it's perfectly fine. But as an entertainment only, right, in my case, I've changed people who, for the sake of changing. And you can even say, the universe is on my side because I'm changing somebody for the better. I mean, that's completely true. But also that you don't have so much history, that you have so much resistance. And so this brings me to the point that I was just discussing. If you're angry with this person who hasn't had narcissistic tendencies, but who was simply a jerk to you, and it was completely understandable, this is exactly what needs to happen, and what needs to be worked through first, before you start manifesting any fucking thing around this person, whether that's a fucking text message, email, what have you, a serenade under the window, helicoptering into your place. I don't care. It needs to be that you make do with what you're really looking at. And with narcissists, may I also kind of inject here, it has to be that you acknowledge that they were a narcissist to you, that were narcissistic and abusive. Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing? What are you changing? If you don't know what you're working with, how can you change it, right? So it is absolutely possible to do it, provided you want to, provided it's coming from a place of, I'm changing them because I want to. Not I'm changing them because I'm trying to prove a point to myself, or because I'm trying to win this war at all costs. No, fuck no. Why would you want to spend your energy in such a disastrous, depleted way? No way. Know when to say no. It's standing up for yourself. The act of self-love is sometimes saying, fuck this shit, okay? I've had enough. And for a lot of you out there, this moment needs to fucking arrive and be like, I will spend my energy when I deem the situation fucking worthy, okay? And yes, standing up for yourself this way is where self-love begins. Putting up with people's crap nonstop gets you nowhere. I mean, it just does, right? There's only that many hours in a day. There's only so much energy that you have in 24 hours, all right? So how do you want to spend your life is entirely your decision. But I just, would advise completely against, like, completely being a martyr and being a people pleaser for the rest of your fucking life, quite frankly. That is not a strong position to be in, and therefore you're not in a position to change anybody. Okay. Yes, even from the worst kind of narcissist, you can completely manifest an apology. But going back into such a situation with all these memories, again, it's how you want to spend your life, right? And provided that every person is a lesson and a kind of a mirror depiction of who you are, meaning what you've got going on inside as a makeup of your expectations and the level of self-love you have, then some people are just there to show you that and nothing more, to teach you how to truly love yourself. Okay. And again, I'll repeat myself by saying people that are abusive are a reminder that you don't do enough self-loving. That's it. That's all there is there to do. And in some cases, you can change them, provided it hasn't gone that deep and that far. Because getting back with a person like that is automatically signaling, okay, to yourself, to the universe, I don't love myself enough to completely cut this crap out of my life. Yeah, and I get it. There's some memories with the person and the this and the that, and in some cases, children and baba boo ba boo, bank accounts, businesses, blah blah blah. Yeah, I know it's hard, and I've been there. I've been there twice. Okay, being connected to a person who I thought, yeah, the love of my life. This is it. Even changed my name to his before we, ever kind of like got engaged. La la la. No, it doesn't help. It does. All the pretty stories you're going to tell yourself doesn't help the fact that this person deliberately hurt you and knew that they were hurting you and didn't give a shit about it. Okay. And so, in fact, as I'm working, especially particularly with people from YouTube, because again, outside YouTube, I have a whole different clientele, and not to brag, yeah, but some famous people, some well-known people, mostly in the entertainment world, and it's a whole other situation, similar but very different. And no, not just because, the economic status and this and that. But the more I interact with people from YouTube, the more clear it becomes. The whole issue is positioned very like crystal clear simply to me. Okay. It is about the self-love completely missing. Okay. Being a people pleaser has to become not a laughing matter, but something that is completely being taken seriously. Okay. How you treat yourself speaks volumes, reverberates throughout the universe, and everybody gets the same memo, but completely. And so that in and of itself, the realization that you have been kind of like being a people pleaser the entirety of time towards way too many people, and never did you ever stop and think to yourself, hey, what would I rather do with my life? Would I rather put up with this bullshit, or would I rather create something extraordinary where I don't have to wonder whether or not they're going to call me, because I know that I respect myself. I know that I love myself. I know that I treat myself like a golden Buddha. So yeah, duh, of course they're going to fucking call me. They're going to fucking bombard my phone. I will have to probably like put it on silent and turn it off while I'm at it. That's how, much they will beg and plead me. But if the self-love element is completely missing, and you think that you need to try hard and you need to prove yourself and you need to demonstrate over and over and you need to do all these things to deserve love, well, that is why you're not getting that text message. And I'm sure when you clicked on this video, you did not expect this amount of information, but that is what really the deal is. Not this other flowery, crappy bullshit affirmation shit that, people are rushing after because it seems like an easy fix to a really big problem. And the two it's like I said, like the round hole in the square peg. Somebody please correct me. I know I said it wrong, or maybe I said it right. I don't know. I don't care. You get the point. You get the idea. Sometimes I actually like getting things wrong on purpose. I don't know. Why should I remember everything, right? I'm not perfect. Never said I was. And so that's missing from your life. And this is one of the stories that I never told on my channel, in my life, rather. I was going to, but I did this did this experiment. I like making experiments to learn, obviously. And a few weeks ago, I ordered this really I don't know. I love licorice. I love gummy bears and this and that. I don't know. I just do. It's one of my things. And I had this like brand new bag of licorice candy. Now, these are like not just your regular, okay, licorice candy. These are like the creme de la creme licorice candy. I forget what brand it is, but essentially, I just had ordered it. I put it in my bag, and we were running errands with my one of my assistants for the office, and we're looking for things. And I said to him, look, here's what we will do. I'm going to offer this candy, just to give it to somebody, and let's see what's going to happen, right? So, mind you, who doesn't fucking like licorice? I don't know. You'd have to be like a really weird person not to like licorice. But everybody that I offered it, like, hey, do you like licorice? Here for free. Hey, do you like licorice? Here for free. Nobody wanted to take it. But not one person. They all looked weird at me. Okay, they were like suspiciously looking at me like, what the fuck is she up to? What kind of drug is in that licorice? What is she trying to pull off here, right? So there it is. And then finally, I don't know, I gave it to the guy who sells lottery tickets. I mean, I guess he knows all about candy. I don't know, whatever. He was so grateful for it too. But anyway, so therein lies the lesson, right? That if you are made of gold and you don't value yourself, you're a bag of delicious fucking licorice candy that is completely like, it's haute couture candy, okay? And it's like, people have never seen this fucking bag. Like, you'd have to look for it. Like, I dug it out of the internet, okay, with my assistant, because I was just passionate about things, I look for greatness. And people turned it down because I was giving it away for free. And that's what you guys, a lot of you are doing, not valuing yourself, giving yourself away for free when you're the golden Buddha. Value yourself for fucking second or the rest of your life, okay? Parenthesis here. And then see how the circumstances completely turn around in your favor, no matter what you're dealing with right now. It all starts with the self-love. It all starts with the programming, the belief of, yes, I'm fucking good enough. Yes, of course, the fucking text message, please. What? Of course, a text message, my fucking ass, all right? I will receive all the text messages, all the apologies, all the whatever, if I want to. If I deem this person worthy of my presence in their life. Because some of you are really confused about what's really belonging in your life. That was my whole shebang about narcissists and this and that. What is it that you will cherry pick to be in your life going forward? Huge decisions are necessary to set yourself on track of, this is my life now and no other way. Because I really feel like people don't do this work of self-examination. They just accept automatically what it is that's being given to them. But what if what is being given is no good? What if you've been entirely brainwashed, okay, by this very person you're trying to bring back, that's all you can have? But meanwhile, underneath it all, that's not really what you want. I mean, there's a good audio that a lot of people loved. Do you really want your SP back? Because again, yeah, if you do, if all the boxes are checked off, they haven't been abusive, this or that, I'm happy for you. But the thing is, really be honest with yourself, right? What is at hand here? Not manifesting your SP back, but to bring back a version that you actually deserve, that you actually want to interact with, not just for the sake of hearing from them, not just for the sake of changing somebody for just a little bit here and there, but a complete revolution of your life, a complete revolution of how you treat yourself. And therefore, first of all, no person who is abusive will come into your vicinity. And if they will, you will recognize them like 1, 2, 3, and you'll be like, I see right through you. I'm not going to play this game. Been there, done that. Have a nice fucking day. All right. But if you do, then understand that your self-esteem needs to be way higher. That in fact, on paper, you look way more amazing than you give yourself credit for. So for you to then hope and pray and wish on some fucking text message or an email or whatever the fuck it is, I don't care, is beneath you. It's beneath you, I tell you. It just really is beyond me and beneath you. I'm so serious though, okay? Why you would have the standard so low? There is no easy fix to this problem. The fix that isn't so easy is has a lot more to offer to you, which is why my coaching is so all encompassing. Again, it's not just SPs, it's just everything. All aspects of your life, business, career, spirituality, obviously, but, health, healing, mindset, inspiration, just different situations that you will work on in order to become this new person. And for the new person, honestly, it's like, I gave the example of one of my exes on my channel where I was in my early 20s, had no fucking clue what self-esteem was, and he played me like a violin. But when I got my shit together, he came back begging me to take him back. And it was just like, no, I actually don't even want you. So you see, when the self-esteem is way high, you might change your mind. And that is a way more powerful position to play from and then make decisions. And that is the position from which you're able to change people, though. When you're not, under because I feel like people give so much importance to their SPs and the text messages and this, that, and the other, and the apologies even. Not to say that you don't deserve an apology, but it's kind of like you're stuck under this heaviness, like some kind of a, like you're under some kind of situation that is insurmountable. Meanwhile, you are the whole universe in your life. And reclaiming that, quite frankly, then becomes job one. Okay, not an overnight job, not an overnight fix, not an overnight situation of just give me this affirmation and I'm on my way. Okay, no, not really okay. But, looking at things the way that they really are is really at some point you will have to. And I can speak from experience also that it isn't until such moment that it gets really, really bad, like it got with my drug addict ex. It was just all sorts of horrible, that I really started to pay attention and started to give myself the time and the opportunity to really dive into what the fuck am I doing wrong right now? That my life is it gets worse and worse and worse in the department of romantic relationships. Like the business side, perfect. I mean, I've got it dialed in. I can listen, if I put my mind to it, I can even become an astronaut. I'm convinced, but I just don't want to. But in the romantic sense, there was a situation there that I was like, what am I doing wrong? So in your case, you may be going from, worse shit to worse shit to worse shit. Get the message, get the memo from the universe that it isn't about the contact, no contact, this, that, and the other. It's about you. Okay, the answer is staring you in the mirror. And that's all there is to it. And no amount of, again, affirmations, no amount of trying to force yourself to believe something else will replace the bare truth, the bare uncomfortable, in many cases, truth. That there was somebody there that really deeply affected you. Or maybe several people, I don't know. What's your story? You know your story. But essentially, to give that shit back to where it fucking belongs and to stop being this martyr of carrying all that heavy shit on your back. And for once, okay, to start creating your reality, how you really prefer to have it. And then, of course, it will be an afterthought for you to receive communication. You will be receiving contact is 1, 2, 3. When you make up your mind, when you really allow this person back into your life, consciously creating a text message or an email is a fucking sneeze, darlings. It's a fucking sneeze. It takes a decision. It takes a decision. Oh, well, all right, let's try again. Let's see, I'm prepared now. I'm in a good place. And therefore, I know what I will create because I know what I'm going to create. I will be more conscious this time around. That is a powerful position, not just hoping and wishing for any kind of like breadcrumb from the person who hasn't undergone any kind of change, because you haven't changed. As long as you stay the same, as long as you don't address the way bigger issue at hand here than the text message, you ain't going anywhere. Even if you receive that text message, so then what? Back to square one you go. That's fucking bullshit, okay? So if you're in this position, do yourself a favor, relax, take some chamomile tea, and think about what are your priorities really here. Is it the text message, or it's working on yourself? And I guarantee 100% of the time it's just working on yourself. But you just have never been, conditioned to think of your own needs, of your own feelings, of your own wants, and what serves you. You're more outwardly positioned right now, which is why, the situation you're presented with. Take a moment and think about what you can do for yourself. And if coaching is one of the things that you've been thinking about, I highly recommend it. Because in it, you will rediscover things how they really are. And therefore, you get to change, but a permanent change. Not a fucking band-aid for an affirmation or whatever, some kind of a imaginary scene, which whatever, you can create those all day long for free. You need somebody who will make you face the truth. And truth, again, even though sometimes painful, is very therapeutic. And that is exactly what will heal you once and for all. Thank you very much for listening. All the information from me is below. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.